Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. On this channel, we spend our time looking at fantasy of all sorts, from books to movies to video games, and applying the characters within into the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. Today, though, we're going to be looking at a core mechanic of D&D itself. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the race known as the Hobgoblins, one of the three goblinoid races. They were printed originally in some monster manuals, and the Monsters of the Multiverse book that recently came out has updated them pretty significantly. Let's have a look-see how these hobgoblins can perform in your game of D&D as a player race. Now, hobgoblins have standard ability score increases as originally printed in the Eberron book. They get a +2 to their constitution and a +1 to their intelligence. These are a mixed bag. Constitution, everybody wants. Intelligence is much more of a niche skill. I give these 9 out of 10 and 5 out of 10, respectively. Then comes their size. They're medium creatures, unlike their smaller goblin brethren. Medium is a better size to be, in general, than small. Very few advantages to being a small creature. Medium, pretty standard, 10 out of 10. Their speed is 30 feet, also standard, 9 out of 10. And they have the ever-important dark vision, the ability to see 60 feet in dim light as if it were bright, and in darkness as if it was dimly lit. This is a 10 out of 10 power that everybody wants. They also were given the Fey Ancestry ability. All three goblinoids were. This gives them advantage against charm effects. Charm doesn't come up super often, but when it does, it's very debilitating. So, I give a 9 out of 10 for these guys, being able to resist charm better. Then comes their power Fey Gift. This is something that is quite unique. They get to use the help action as a bonus action, a number of times per day equal to their proficiency modifier. This means they can help people while still actually doing their main action, and help is a really, really phenomenal ability in the middle of combat or outside of combat. It's just good overall. And it has a couple special effects, too. When they use the Fey Gift to do the help action as a bonus action, it can provide extra temporary hit points, it can provide extra speed on that turn, and it can even provide defense by giving enemies disadvantage on their attacks. It's just good. It's really good. This is one of the best buffing abilities that a race can get for their allies, and is a 10 out of 10 power. This is almost akin to Bardic Inspiration, but its own kind of thing. The other thing they get is the Fortunes from the Many power. This is a reprint of one of their old abilities, where they're able to add a number of allies to a failed check. Basically, if they fail an ability check, they can see how many allies are within 30 feet of them, up to a maximum of 3, and then add that number, so 1, 2, or 3, to the failed check to potentially turn it into a success. They can do this a number of times each day equal to their proficiency bonus, so a few times per day, you get a couple extra points to a check, and that's nice. It's a little bit niche in the sense that it only really matters if you miss the check by like that much and you just need those couple extra points. But again, this is kind of akin to Bardic Inspiration, although a lesser form of it. I give this an 8 out of 10. Then finally, their languages. They speak Common and Goblin. These are both valid languages, and having 2 languages gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Being dually lingual. Duolingual? I don't know. Being able to speak 2 languages is a good thing, so 9 out of 10 for that. And overall, the Hobgoblin gets a 9 out of 10. They're a great race, with these special powers to buff up their allies and buff themselves up based on their allies. They are a community and party-based race, with also a couple other special abilities to boot. Their +2 to con is great no matter who you are. And just their dark vision, their Fey Ancestry, it all works out into a nice package, and I recommend the Hobgoblin. They'd make phenomenal bards, as well as phenomenal anyone else who wants to have that little bit of extra boost to helping the party and using teamwork to enhance your game. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more race reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.